Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to your playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is the join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that.
Well, the former head of state, Edgar Lungu, has been out of the country for almost clocking a month now. So initially, it was just reported to say he had gone for his routine annual medical checkup out of the country. And then obviously rumors started speculating about his health and a number of posts that were done by different individuals publishing articles with regard to that. But he kept the nation updated himself. There's a post that he had put up on his personal Facebook page, which was later deleted. So he was pretty much updating the nation to say his medical checkups and medical attention was going on well. And then he also highlighted the fact that all the bills that he was incurring, both his movements and also the medical aid, was from his personal resources as a result of him getting back into active politics. His benefits were retrieved from him, or pretty much so. That's one thing that the nation was updated. But since then, a member of parliament from the UPND put up a motion in parliament, should have been on Monday or Tuesday, thereabout, requesting the Minister of Health to give the nation an update with regard to Edgar Lungu's health. And then he also went further to request that the FDD leader, Edith Nawakwi's health be published or given an update with regard to these individuals because they are public figures. And obviously that ensued a debate with regard to whether it was right, because since Edgar Lungu is now covering his own bills, he's a private citizen, he has no obligation to update the nation about his health. And people were debating about that. If it's Edith Nawakwi, it's even worse. She hasn't been in government for almost, I don't know if it's 20 years or thereabout, since Chilwa's time. And for you to want to demand to know her health situation, apart from what's going on in court, I don't see what ground. So people are debating about that. Chief Etali chipped in the same. I cannot wait to hear what the minister is going to say about Edgar Lungu today, because where is he going to get the information? The simple question should be, who told you? So that was Chief Etali's question, because the fact that now Edgar Lungu is conducting everything in the private setting, is not using taxpayers' money. What obligation does that medical facility, and in what capacity would government demand Edgar Lungu's medical record from whichever facility is using? It's alleged to say is in South Africa. So because the minister was asked to give a statement about that, so I'll give you the minister's feedback with regard to the Minister of Health, Elijah Munchima. And he gave a statement in Parliament later on. So people are just speculating where are they going to get this information, because definitely government is not updated. They might know where Edgar Lungu is, but that medical institution has no obligation whatsoever to give government any reports. And if they do that, they'll be breaching Edgar Lungu's privacy and confidentiality. So yeah, that's what Chief Etali is saying. Okay, fine. If the UPND is going to publish Edgar Lungu's record, they have to state where they're getting that information from. And then obviously Parliament orders a minister to update the nation about Edgar Lungu's health. That was reported in the News Diggers. The National Assembly yesterday was sent into chairs and murmurs after Sefu, independent member of Parliament, Mishek, raised a point of order, wondering whether the Minister of Health, Elijah Muchima, was in order not to have informed the nation on the health status of our former President Edgar Lungu of the Tonse Alliance counterpart, and his Tonse Alliance counterpart, Edith Nawakwi. So the person that raised the point of order is actually an independent member of Parliament, say from Chasefo. So he wanted to know Edith Nawakwi's health and Edgar Lungu's health from the minister. And obviously the UKA Alliance put up a statement to say It appears that Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly may allow a ministerial statement in the House on the health of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, following a question that came from that member of Parliament. But they were just wondering to say, in what capacity are they demanding those things? Because Edgar Lungu is using his budget pretty much, so people are eagerly anticipating to know, okay, fine, if they are going to give a statement, let's wait and see how that plays out. Chief Itali went to say he's discussing the health of President Lungu in Parliament out of good intentions or my alignment. Alignment. Suppose that point of order was Haka Inde Ichilema, what would have happened? So he says, okay, fine. If you remember earlier on, people were speculating about the current head of state, Haka Inde Ichilema's health, and people are want to say they are not allowed to pretty much speculate about that. So that's what Chief Itali is asking to say. But fine, if you're asking for Edgar Lungu's health, what of the current head of state who's on taxpayers' health insurance or whatever they call it, of that sense? And Max Chungu, who's now in the Citizen First place, saying, you run away from debating high cost of living, yet you want to sit and listen to a ministerial statement on Edgar Chagwa Lungu's health. Elo Chiveshani asks, okay, fine. If they give you that statement about Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and then what? So people are just speculating about, okay, fine, let's wait and hear that statement. Harry Kalaba also weighed in. It is not good. It is not in good faith. Kalaba objects a ministerial statement about the health of Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Citizen's First President Harry Kalaba strongly objected the planned ministerial statement over the health of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So that's the feedback that was coming from the general public about that pending ministerial statement. Different bodies of government or interested parties weighed in. The members of parliament from the PF also say, why should government update the nation about Edgar Chagwa Lungu's health when he is no longer receiving state support? Asks Lunte lawmaker, that's the man in the center there. When they are giving a statement with regard to the high cost of living, he also chipped in into that particular statement. Chief Itali went further to now respond after the minister had responded. So say I cannot be dragged into pettiness discussing somebody's health. It is unethical, says Elijah Muchima. So that was a statement that came from the Minister of Health. He simply said, no way am I getting into that petty politics, he says. And then obviously Chief Itali praises that statement as expected. And then obviously it was announced the government refuses to disclose Edgar Chagwa Lungu's health status to the public. Minister of Health Elijah Muchima turned down the instruction to disclose the health status of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Even if he wanted to, where was he going to get the accurate information? Because now Edgar Lungu is pretty much off the grid in reality. They might know the hospital, but in what capacity were they going to demand those health records? And because the danger with that, if they had published the information, be it legit information, that's government publishing that information. Edgar Lungu has simply demanded the health institution he's in, whether it's a hospital or a clinic or whatever, to simply account for how his records are being made public. And that health institution would have made a statement to say they never published that, asking the government. It would have just caused the drama. So the Minister of Health did a wise move there, simply avoiding that conversation. It was a trap being set. If they had doubled down to get the information in as much as they might be able to get that information, the question would have been, how did they access that information? Putting that institution in disrepute, and then obviously their business would go down as that institution say, private records are made public in that sense. So the minister simply turned it down, say, no way am I participating in that. That's none of my business in reality. I'm not in the UPND Alliance for Haka Inde Ichilema. I am in it for the benefit of Zambian people of Winter Kabimba, he says. So he says that's the reason he joined that the UPND Alliance, Winter there. And then obviously Mao Sampa also chipped in. He says, if those that found it fit to inquire on the rumored illness of President, public paid employee, meaning the president, were heavily reprimanded, referring to the current head of state, that is Hakainde Hichilema, were heavily reprimanded. In what capacity will Minister of Health be answering Edgar Chagalungu's rumored illness, and when he is a private citizen, not on Boma's payroll? So that was Miles Sampa, material member of parliament, asking to say, okay, fine. In as much as they want to do that, in what capacity are they allowing that or demanding those information? Chavinga also was recounting the reason why he had pretty much detached from Edgar Lungu's aligned PF. He says Patriotic Front acting President Robert Chavinga has recounted how former President Edgar Lungu's party party leader openly displayed personal animosity towards him during the adoption process towards the 2021 election. So pretty much Chavinga was simply saying the reason why he does not align with Edgar Lungu's camp is because during the adoption process, he was pretty much sidelined. And when they realized that he was very popular on the ground, that's when they were just compelled to adopt him as the PF candidate. And that's how he won, not that they wanted him. So the resources that he had invested in that campaign and eventually winning the seat, pretty much is trying to recover it, it looks like. So that says that's the reason why he's never been in good books with Edgar Chagalungu. That's why he joined Mao Sampa, and that's why now he's done a faction, a third faction from the PF. So now you've got Edgar Lungu's PF, Mao Sampa's PF, and Chavinga's PF there. So he says the reason is that Edgar Lungu never liked him, and they only picked him because he was a popular candidate. And then obviously that is Mao Sampa's response to say he disregards court orders and anything, he commits contempt and whatever, pretty much complaining with regard to the cases that he has between Chavinga and Mao Sampa there. And then Kevin, the judiciary has rescinded its decision to broadcast live the witchcraft trial case. That's according to KBN TV. So if you remember, there are those alleged witch doctors that wanted to do something to President Hakainde Hichilema, who have been taken into court. They are arrested, and now that case wanted to be published, and the public were like, we're not having that, because the people who had demanded to have an update with regard to the gold scandal, which was made to say the information with regard to the gold scandal is not good for the public, and that's why it cannot be broadcast. Then how do we broadcast a witchcraft trial? So the backlash from this was just negative, and that's how that thing was simply cancelled. Edgar Lungu even posted just 2 hours ago on his page, or the people that run his page. I wish to congratulate Nkosiyama Kosi Paramount Chief Mpezeni of the Ngoni people of Eastern Province and the Ngoni speaking people for successfully hosting the 2025 Banchwala traditional ceremony on behalf of Tonsai Alliance. We wish you a peaceful celebration. Bayete Nkosiyama Kosi, Bayete Ngwenyama. And it was a happy Nchwara traditional ceremony, and God bless you, Edgar Chagalungu, 60th President of Zambia and Tonsai Alliance President. That's Edgar Lungu's page there. That's where that statement came from, and that's what's in the news. That's in the Daily Nation, where the ECZ said there was vote buying on both sides. That's according to Zolomes. It should be the chairperson for ECZ. Says, and those that did not participate in vote buying simply didn't have the money. That's according to that newspaper there. And then that's in the News Diggers. And member Mox Hakainde Hichilema says it does not pay to be a puppet of the West. That's in the Must newspaper. Abduction or elopement. That's in Eastern Province. Launch manhunt for 2 men. Abducted a 15-year-old pupil in guise of marriage. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on.